Academy of Art Urban Nights update is next. Coming up, a preview of the Battle of the Bay, eSports style.
A behind-the-scenes look at the milestone occasion. What happens when a Bay Area kid signs a letter of intent?
News of a health scare regarding the Golden State Warriors.
And the story of a movie that was lost and found nearly 30 years later. All that and more next on Urban Nights Update.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us here at Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. Matthew Watkins is sitting in with me. I'm Noah Dobbin. This week the country is mourning for the 41st President George Herbert Walker Bush. In his youth, he was a hero with his service in the Navy during World War II. He also served as a member of Congress, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Director of the CIA, and Vice President under Ronald Reagan, until he was elected in office in 1989. In this day and age, he is being respected not just for his public service, but also for being civil and kind, often calling on Americans to come together and to remember their similarities more than their differences. He will lie in the state at the nation's capital and be buried in Texas beside his wife, Barbara, and their daughter, who died as a child. President and Mrs. Trump will attend the funeral service at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C., as well as other former presidents Clinton, Obama, and Carter.
James Comey is the talk everywhere. The former FBI director has agreed to testify in private before the House Judiciary Committee this Friday. The agreement is as follows. Comey will testify behind closed doors, although the committee will release the transcript of his testimony, which Comey will then have the option to release to the public. Earlier, Comey had refused to appear in front of the committee if his testimony was to remain a secret. It appears that everyone involved is now satisfied with the new conditions.
In other news, Red Dead Redemption 2 achieves the biggest weekend in entertainment history. Rockstar Productions managed to sell $735 million in copies within the first 3 days of opening. Grand Theft Auto V is another name created by Rockstar that holds second place for the highest grossing entertainment launch. It is exciting to see what Rockstar has in store for us. The next online installment added last weekend. Local colleges are taking part in an eSports battle this weekend, where one of them will be called the Winner of the Bay. Amy Smith previews the big tournament and gives us a behind-the-scenes look.
The big event for Academy of Art University eSports is here. The NorCal Collegiate Open is a 2-day event featuring 6 Bay Area colleges and universities. They will be playing League of Legends on December 8th and Overwatch on December 9th. The teams facing off will be the Gaming Gators of San Francisco State, Ohlone College Renegade, Dragons of Coswell Polytech, Stanford, Spartans of San Jose State, and the Urban Nights of Academy of Art University. This kind of event isn't just about the recognition of the school. A lot of hard work goes into this, and a lot of it comes from the students who have to train and be prepared for the team. Each game has a different number of team members. For Overwatch, it is 6 members and 1 substitute. For League of Legends, it is 5 members. They practice 3 times a week in the Gamers Lounge. Their coach, Victor Pothikin, tells us what he does to get the team ready.
I would find scrimmages from other schools or other teams all over the country online within the same skill rating or skill level as us, maybe even higher, to give us more of a challenge. Get them more prepared, get them stronger, work better as a team.
Not only does Victor train them while they are in the Gamers Lounge, but he also records their scrimmages and gives them feedback. Just take a listen.
Zoning Lucio out with your hammer by killing him and just hitting him.
The Urban Knights get new jerseys, which they are super excited to show off. It has an RU eSports logo shown on the front right side and collar of the jersey. The sleeves contain school logos. The back has the member's name and more school logos. The Urban Knights are projected to do well against the other schools. Michael Wenzel, the eSports coordinator of Academy, tells us why this event is so important to the university.
We want to be the leaders, at least in California, in the Bay Area, of eSports.
If you want to check out this event live and support the Urban Knights, they have a viewing lounge right next to the action, stocked with every gamer's favorite, Red Bull. In San Francisco, I'm Amy Smith with your Urban Knights update.
If you want to watch this event live, the start time for both days is 10 a.m. The viewing area is located on the 7th floor of 180 New Montgomery in San Francisco.
Did you know that being addicted to online gaming can change your brain regions? Also, men may be more likely to become addicted to gaming. That's according to Dr. Yaman Sun from Shanghai Jiao Tong University School of Medicine. Research shows males with internet gaming disorder are more affected by genetic influences than females. The high levels of testosterone contribute to some of the symptoms related to gaming addiction. Wednesday Night Fights is coming to Oakland. The eSports Arena is home to a weekly gathering of a fighting game community battling it out. The event starts at 9 p.m. and is open to all levels. This competition is free to view, provided that you are a member of the company. However, if you are not a member of the company, it is a $10 fee for admission. So go check it out today or view it on Twitch TV. Now to learn more about AAU sports, we bring you the week's interview with Caden Spilsbury.
Thank you, guys. I'm Caden Spilsbury. Today we're talking with Brett Beauvais, who is a sports information director for Academy of Art. So just give us a little rundown. What do you do as a sports information director?
So as sports information director for Academy of Art, my main role is to put out all the content surrounding all of our different sports. So anything you see posted on the website, on social media, all the photos, the stories, any of that content is produced by me and my better half, Rob Garcia. And we do that is a lot of our job. The other part of it is being at all the game days, running the operations side of things, doing all the statting, and just making sure that the whole event at the athletic event runs well.
So you're at all the games. What upcoming sport are you most excited to see?
So as a former baseball student athlete here, I think that is something that I'm really excited to get into. It's something that I have the most experience with, so I'm the most comfortable with. And baseball is just my favorite sport, so that'll be starting up in February, and I'm just very excited for that.
Perfect. What role do you believe athletics play in a student's development?
I think that sports are one of the biggest things that can teach a person hard work, commitment, and teamwork. And I think commitment is the big one there. I think if you choose to be a student athlete, especially at the collegiate level, you are going to have to make such a commitment to that sport. You're going to have to spend so much time at practice, outside of the sport, at lifting, just maintaining your body. There's so many things that go into being a collegiate athlete that if you choose to do that, that is a huge commitment, and I think that carries over into your schooling or your career or whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely noticed the difference in fan attendance from this year to last year. What have you guys been doing differently?
Our hope is that just the amount of content we put out, and if we just keep doing that consistently enough, is that eventually somebody's going to see that and just say, okay, I got to go check this out. I want to go see what Academy of Art Athletics does and where it is and what they do. And beyond just making a lot of consistent posts on our website and on our social media at @RU_Knights, we also do these events. Our most recent one was last Saturday, actually, at the men's basketball game. It was an Athletes Backing Athletes, so all the other athletes from the different sports came out to the basketball game, and they supported their fellow athletes, and we did a giveaway. We did Bob's Donuts. We gave away ugly Christmas T-shirts that were really cool. And then we did a halftime contest, a free throw contest, and an old RU alum won a gift card to Bob's Donuts.
Oh, that's really nice. Hopefully you get to choose me for your next contest because I want to win that Nintendo Switch. Thank you, Brett, for having this interview with me. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Caden. Every year, hundreds of high school athletes across the country hope that they'll be offered a sports scholarship to a college of their choice. At the end of the line is the letter of intent. I got an inside look at what happens when the big day comes.
There are many things in this world people work really hard for. Big houses, nice cars, and beautiful husband or wife. But if you were to ask an athlete, what's the one thing he's looking for, he or she would tell you, I want to go pro and help my family. The first step to going pro for an athlete is the NLI, which is the National Letter of Intent. This piece of paper allows a very select few of high schoolers to start their journey to the ultimate goal. Only about 2% of high schoolers are able to say that they have signed an NLI. I was able to sit down with Colby Lane, who was on the start of his journey signing his NLI earlier this week.
It felt amazing because I've worked my whole life doing it, and just the countless hours of training and just hard work, dedication to one thing just finally paid off. I'm most excited about going and competing against the next level and stuff, and having the opportunity to get actually drafted into the minor leagues, and eventually, hopefully, the dream is to go into the MLB. And I'm excited to go compete at the next level.
For every successful athlete, there is a support system in place. From early morning games to late evening practice, the athlete is not the only one who sacrifices everything. A parent's love knows no boundaries, and they will do anything to see their child succeed. I sat down with Michael Lane, the father of Colby, to see how he feels about his son signing that dotted line.
As a kind of a dad coach, if you will, to see my player, in this case, my son, but obviously my player, achieve one of his baseline goals that he had set since he was probably about 9 or 10 years old, was absolutely fulfilling. And so very, very proud. Being that only 2% of high school athletes are able to sign an NLI, athletes day in and day out continue to prove that they put in the work and sacrifice what is necessary to make their dreams a reality. In Oakley, California, this is Noah Dobbin with your Urban Knights update. Congratulations to Colby Lane, and NLIs are a very big deal. Congratulations to all those athletes out there on their NLI journeys and their sports careers.
For Academy of Art Sports, winter is here, which means basketball. Taylor Martin joins us to talk about the men's and women's teams.
Thank you, Matt. Academy of Arts basketball programs are in full throttle this winter and have just begun their quest to a Pac-West title. Let's dig in and take a look at the women's team. The women's basketball team is 1-4 overall so far and 0-2 in the Pac-West. Saturday they took on Concordia and gave them a battle despite only having 6 players after an injury to guard Brianna Gates. We wish her a speedy recovery. Now, despite the loss, 83-59, head coach Camille Williams is looking forward to this season.
I just want them to come together as a team, build our chemistry early on, see what works, see what's not working, see if there's any changes that need to be made. And every opportunity that we get, we just want to get better. And I talk to them about that on a daily basis before we practice that. Every chance you get to get on the court, everything goes away, and now you're focused on what you're trying to do, and just get better daily. It's what we do is just a concept that I came up to kind of identify some character things that we could change to try to mold our culture into one that, fits around our values, which, is about structure, it's about discipline, and what we're passionate about. And that combination, whether it's in the classroom, academically, whether it's on the court, we want to be excellent at everything that we do. And so it's what we do, it's just, it's just the nature of who we are and the culture that we're trying to establish with the program.
Good luck to the women's team this season. Let's stay on the court and see what some of the players on the men's team have to say about their season.
I feel like every year we've made strides, bringing in more guys, the coaching staff. It's just, really been great to see this program grow, and I'm hoping we, set more records this year, kind of build on what we did last year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think basing off of last year, I think we had a really strong season. I think it was our best season that we had for the men's program. So we're just gonna try to build off of that.
I think the most important thing is just to stay healthy. We got some great guys, and it's just like Lynn said, we had to build up on last year, and we got some great pieces. We just gotta put it all together.
Guys are trying to just get a spot every single day. We're just going harder at each other every single day, just trying to make each other better. But, just makes us better as a good team.
Now, although the playoff push last season was a success, Coach Julius Barnes wants to remind his players that it will be a grind.
We still didn't accomplish our goal, and again, ultimately, we've got to keep our sight set on, building off last year, trying to win conference, and then, at least if I feel like if we can do that and set our sights on winning conference, which would be a task in and of itself, but if we do that, if we fall short of it, maybe we finish 4th, 5th, 6th, or whatever, but we're still give ourselves an opportunity to make the postseason and hopefully get to the NCAAs.
We at Academy of Arts are looking forward to this season for both our men's and women's basketball team. If you'd like to keep up with the most recent news, download the ArtU Athletics app on Apple. That's it for Everything ArtU Sports. I'm Taylor Martin, and good luck this week to all our athletes.
Thanks, Taylor. News just coming out that the Golden State Warriors faced a life-threatening meningitis scare during their NBA final run last year. It was found that an outside vendor who handles the team's food contracted the contagious and sometimes fatal disease. All players and team personnel were given vaccines in response to this threat. Even though many players were impacted mentally, they rallied through and brought home the championship trophy. Thanks for making us better is what Golden State Warriors Stephen Curry told a 9-year-old girl. She called him an Under Armour out in a letter for not providing girl sizing for his Curry 5 shoes. In addition to the thank you, Curry also sent the young girl a new pair of Curry 5 shoes and plans to send the Curry 6 when they are available, as well as hinting that he plans for her to attend the International Women's Day March on March 8th.
You can now cross Nevada off the list of states that have eliminated the pink tax. For those of you who don't know what the pink tax is, it is a form of gender-based price discrimination, with the name stemming from the observation that many affected products are pink. With Nevada banning this tax, that means much more items such as feminine products won't cost as much as they used to be. Feminine products have been sold on the market for a long time. People around the world are arguing that they should be free. Now people are starting to notice that from bike helmets all the way to toothbrushes, women's products or even anything with traditional feminine colors are more expensive than men's. Today, Nick Boffman and the Roundtable are tackling the topic.
Thanks, Matt. People around the world are starting to take notice and saying that feminine products should be free. They're also starting to take notice in things such as whenever you see something on the internet and it's for sale, the male product tends to be cheaper than the female product, such as if it's pink, it would be more expensive than blue. Well, today we want to talk about that. With me is Winnie Dong, Monique Nettington, and Shiloh Miller. So, ladies, with that question being asked, we want to know first, should feminine products be free? Do you guys think that?
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
100%?
They're expensive.
See, with me, like, I'm a guy, so I can't go through those things. But, I mean, I completely can look at it and see, like, it's natural for you guys. That's what happens. So, I personally think they should be free. But why do you guys think they should be free?
It's a necessity. It's not, like, we need it. It's not like...
Nobody wants to wake up like that.
Yeah, no, it's not like it's soda, like,
choosing.
I'm not, it's not like I choose to have what females have. Like, that's what happens.
No female wants their period, okay? No female wants to wake up one day and realize, like, oh, it's that time of the month.
Wonderful. And then you have to run to the store because you have nothing, and then you're spending the last $10 in your bank account, and you're like, well, wonderful. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing this month.
And even though that's something that we have to use, like, every month. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, why do condoms cost less and why do tampons cost more?
That was my next question is, with that being said, do you feel like if you go to, like, for instance, you can buy condoms, but if you go to Planned Parenthood, you can get them for free, but they're going to be lesser quality condoms than if you go out and buy some. So if they ended up making them for free, do you think that you guys would get lesser quality, for instance, tampons or anything like that, or do you think they'll still make it higher quality?
No, they'd be lesser quality because even the ones that are provided for you in, say, a public bathroom or at a nurse's station at school, they're like cardboard, honestly, and it's very uncomfortable. It's not necessarily something that you want inside of your body. So it sucks. So the free ones are uncomfortable and you have to, you need them. But then the ones that are actually more comfortable and of better quality are more expensive. I go and I spend $12 on a box that really only lasts me for like maybe 1 or 2 sides, and then I have to go back. And then sometimes there's things that happen during the month, and you gotta unexpectedly use them.
And you shouldn't have to pay more for better quality for something that you need.
Yeah, but at least there's an option that for you to choose that you can also get a free one if you are in emergency or you don't have one with you.
Okay. Well, if you guys, like, for instance, like I said, I agree with it. You guys should. But with that being said, if it ends up being free, like feminine products, how do you think that would affect the economy? Because they're going to be free. There's certain companies that's literally what they do is they make feminine products. And then if it's free, then they're not going to get their money. It's going to have a job, stuff like that. So how do you think that would affect the economy?
It honestly, probably not much, because the companies that own the brands, they all use the same distributor, and like Johnson & Johnson's a big one, and they
make other products. Like they have the lotions, they have obviously the baby lotions and the baby powders, and they have adult lotions. So
what about like Kotex, things like that, companies like that?
They make other products.
Yeah. I don't think there's really a company out there who just strictly makes feminine products because of reasons like this.
And also, I believe even though it's free, some companies still like pay for that for you actually.
Okay. Well, with that being said, thank you, ladies, for tackling this topic. I 100% agree with you guys, for the record. Thank you. We'll see you guys back next time.
Thanks, Nick. Deadpool actor Ryan Reynolds just got into some trouble. Well, his celebrity marriage endure. On Thursday, Ryan made a joke on Twitter about his wife Blake Lively's resemblance to a woman who said that she has had sex with 20 ghosts and is now engaged to one. The couple has a history of using their Twitter accounts for affectionate teasing and joking. Are you skeptical of the paranormal? Caden Spilsbury has the details on where you can stay on your next visit to San Francisco.
Besides being an upscale bed and breakfast, the Queen Anne Hotel is a famous spot for weddings, receptions, and other parties, mostly because of the intriguing design, decorum, and Victorian architecture. Oh, and did I mention it's also haunted? The structure was built in 1889 by Senator James G. Fair and was originally built to be a boarding school. In 1890, the school opened, and the school was named the Mary Lake School for Girls, after his favorite mistress, Mary Lake, who soon became the headmistress of the school in charge of over 100 girls. Mary truly enjoyed teaching and taking care of the children. She loved the girls and took her position of responsibility very seriously. When the school closed in 1896, poor Mary was crushed and heartbroken, and after the devastating earthquake in 1906, she disappeared. However, the building was one of the very few still standing. After the structure was bought in 1980 and made into a hotel, there have been numerous reports of paranormal activity.
An experience that I had when I was staying there one night, I felt like light touches on my arm and some pulling at my clothes a little bit. It was pretty weird, but I definitely felt like I was being watched while I was sleeping.
It is understandable why most people believe it's Mary's ghost haunting the hotel. Most of the reported encounters happened in room 410, which was Mary's office and bedroom. Some guests say they felt they were being tucked in at night. It would appear that she is taking care of the visitors, just like she did with her students.
On one of the occasions, we did have an experience. It was with Senator James Fair, who helped build the hotel, and supposedly he was having an affair with Mary Lake, who was the mistress of the girls' school. And we got to stay in his room, and it was late one night, early in the morning, and we were hearing rustling noises coming from the bathroom. And I jokingly said to my husband, "I wish that old man in there would be quiet." And all of a sudden the noises just stopped. And so I said, well, I guess I should have asked him to be quiet sooner. And we had a good laugh about that, and we thought that was a neat experience to have.
The hotel is not far from Academy of Art classes and dorm buildings, so for those of you who are a little skeptical of the paranormal, come experience the thrill yourself. I'm Caden Spilsbury for your Urban Nights Update.
The Queen Anne is now decorated for the Christmas season. Tourists can visit the hotel on Sutter Street.
If haunted hotels aren't your thing, there are other forms of entertainment. Tara Cooley has the latest with what's going on.
Thank you, guys. Let's take a look at what's coming up this December. On December 7th, Julia Roberts hits the big screen in the movie Ben is Back.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Hi, Mom. Oh, I see you. Is it you? Is that Ben?
Did you see? He's gained some weight and he's got the sparkle back in his eyes. He's clearly doing better.
So then why are you hiding everything?
This film shows the audience the harsh realities of drug addiction and just how far a mom is willing to go to keep her son clean. Also on December 7th, we see Margot Robbie transform into Queen Elizabeth in the movie Mary, Queen of Scots.
England does not look so different from Scotland.
Aye, they are sisters.
Queen Elizabeth, your cousin Mary has returned to take up her throne in Scotland.
The Queen!
My dear cousin Elizabeth, I hope we might meet in person, that I might embrace you. But ruling side by side, we must do so in harmony, not through a treaty drafted by men lesser than ourselves.
Disney has released yet another teaser, and it looks like Woody and Buzz Lightyear will be back in the summer of 2019.
I don't belong here! The panic is attacking me! Oh boy! Gallons, I'm pounding! I'm not a toy! Hey, somebody get him before he pokes an eye out!
Tim Allen, also known as the voice of Buzz Lightyear, spoke to Jimmy Fallon about the filming of Toy Story 4.
But the last scene of that movie was, I couldn't even get through it. And I thought there was pages after it. And I read it, and I had to turn around from looking at it in the studio. I said, it was so emotional. It is so good. These guys are geniuses. It's so deep and moving and a wonderful plot. I can't give anything away.
Toy Story 4 will be a must-see movie of the summer. That's all the time we have for evening entertainment. I'm Tara Cooley. Back to you.
Thanks, Tara. Would you be shocked if you see yourself in a video you recorded 30 years ago? Sandy Tan is a filmmaker who had lost all of her footage when she making a movie nearly 30 years ago. But after the footage was discovered, she turned the experience into a fascinating documentary and is winning awards. Noah Daniels has the story.
What is there to do as a teenager in a country where chewing bubblegum is legal? For Sandy Tan and her group of friends in the early 90s, it was writing and producing Singapore's first indie road film, Shirkers.
In Singapore in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up, like you could see buildings just being torn down all the time around you and people disappearing because people leave, people die, people grow up. And I just wanted to have something, make a film, something that would encapsulate and capture all these people. And that was a film called Shirkers. It means running away, escaping responsibility, basically. You know, that's like something that's quite counter to what Singapore is all about.
After the film was complete, the film's director, George Cardona, ran away with all the film reels. I asked Tan about what followed the loss.
It was a trauma that came in waves, you know, like initially it was a lot of like the feeling of helplessness because you're basically a kid. We made this completely on our own. There was nobody to cry to and we didn't want to go crying to anyone. And I felt like it was all my fault. And that was an extremely lonesome place to be.
Miraculously, 26 years later, Tan found out the film had been recovered. After years of reflection, she released the Netflix documentary, Shirkers. Only this version is about the life, death, and rebirth of the film.
You know, when I began making this documentary, I realized I was not the same person I was when I was 18 and 19. But if you can refine that part of yourself and be re-inspired and be, you know, brave again, there's, you know, you can make up for lost time and you can kind of do amazing things, I realized.
Shirkers has been available on Netflix since October 26 and is now playing at select theaters near you. In San Francisco, I'm Noah Daniels with Urban Nights Update.
Real or fake Christmas tree? That is the question. As we draw closer to Christmas Day, many people begin their search for the perfect tree. I took the question to the streets to find out what people prefer.
I would say it depends because fake, if your income is hard and you don't have enough money, you can store it for later and use it again. And real, if you do have the money, it's better because it's more festive and you get to go cut a tree with your family. So it's a good tradition.
Fake,
because I'm 56, and it's easier because the tree comes prepared with lights and you don't have to water it, and it's easy to put up, it's easy to take down, and we don't have to cut down any additional trees, we just reuse.
Fake because you don't have to clean it up, you don't have to water it, it doesn't like die, you don't have to buy a new one every year, and you can reuse it.
Here's hoping that you're starting to get into the holiday spirit.
That wraps up this edition of the Urban Nights Update. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. I'm Matthew Watkins.
And I'm Noah Dobbin. See you back next time.